We are now going to start watching Leon do his plan for a transfer in psych to four-year school. This is a very common pathway that many students take in terms of wanting to transfer to four-year school. So the place that we go to first is from the college website. We locate the academics at the top. Notice the drop-down menu. We're going to hit University Transfer, and then we're going to find the worksheet for the AADTA. I'm going to call that up, and here it is. Now there are three things that anytime we're doing planning, we always want to keep these three concepts in the foremost of our mind. I like to call it the key three. The first one is distribution requirements. Second is going to be prereqs. And third will be sequence of classes. So let's walk through them one at a time and help Leon here as he plans his transfer for psych. First off, what you notice is in the AADTA, overall requirements are 90 credits. Those 90 credits are distributed in the following fashion. 60 of the credits are across the academic core. The core consists of communication, quantitative, humanities, social science, and natural science. In the third column here, you'll see how many credits are required in each of those areas. If you scroll to the second, the back side of this sheet, but really it's the second page on your screen, you'll notice in humanities, social sciences, and natural science, they also show you that those 15 credits have to be distributed across three separate disciplines. Now you'll remember from your quiz, discipline is just college jargon for subject. The third thing to be aware of here as you're looking is that one of the classes in the natural sciences must also be a lab. And you'll notice those because they've got the asterisks next to them. So there you have a great example of what distribution requirements look like in the AADTA. Now if we scroll back to the top, and we're back now to kind of the matrix looking sheet, you'll notice too that we have the number of credits needed, and then we can start to begin plotting out what would be some of the classes that we would use here. Probably the most logical place to start for anybody is to use your placement scores. The placement scores from reading, English, and math. And I'm going to assume here, just for demonstration, that Leon starts off where most students start off, and that is they came in, they did assessment, and they landed in English 101, they were at college level reading, and they landed at Math 54. So if that's the case, then what we know is Leon's going to need to start planning for those two classes, English 101 and Math 54, very early on. And of course, he's also going to take College 110. So how that would look on the educational planning sheet is as follows. So to begin his actual plan, Leon now has seen the overall requirements for the degree. He's aware of distribution requirements. He also knows about his lab requirement. He understands the credit distribution across the core and electives. There's also another tool, though, that we're going to call up now that actually will help literally lay out the ed plan. And we're going to focus on the first 4 quarters of Leon's time at the college. So to get to that sheet, what we do is we go back to the academic dropdown. We go to University Transfer again. And then we're going to scroll up and notice right in the middle here where it says Educational Planning Form. That's what we want to click on. And it brings up this piece for us. So as I mentioned, we know that Leon's placement scores was Math 54, English 101, college level reading. Well, there is no class for college level reading. He's doing just fine there. We need to focus on the classes necessary to start moving him towards his degree. So here we go. First quarter then, Leon knows he should plan on taking Math 54. So he plots that out. The other class he would love to get into would be English 101. That's 5 credits. And where does it count? It counts here under communication. So he can put CM there. His Math 54 is just really a prereq, so we can write prereq there. And then lastly, of course, he's going to plan on taking his College 110. And let's say that Leon chooses to take the 3-credit version. That class actually counts as a general elective. It would be all the way down here in the bottom on this sheet, part of that 15. So he can put that in here. Now, what Leon doesn't necessarily know is how do the sequence of classes run. He also doesn't have an idea yet as to what does he need to be focusing on as a psych major. Well, the truth is he's got a lot of ground to cover. He's got all these credits to take care of, but it would be wise to know what are certain classes across the core and even some elective choices that I could take that would help me down the road as a psych major. In order to find that out, let's go to another tool that is available via the college website. Now, in order for Leon to accurately explore what prerequisites and potential course sequences he needs to be aware of, there's another tool we want to have him use. Again, we go to the college website, and then we're going to go scroll down, and on the left side you'll see where it says eSchedule, eCatalog. Click there. Then go to eCatalog, or the college catalog, and use the second device here, which is the degree and course information system. Now we click that, and notice what we've got here is a wonderful resource that shows every course department at the college. It shows their web page, their home page, excuse me, and it also will do a discussion of any class that is offered in that discipline. So we heard with Leon, he's a psych major. So let's scroll down and we'll find psychology. And there it is. And if we click on psychology itself, then we see a listing of all the classes here. If we go back and look at the home page for the Department of Psychology, notice what they've done here for Leon and any other student who's a psych major. They've listed courses that are strongly recommended for a psych major, and then they've also listed at least one or two. These would be elective choice classes that he would gather up in his discipline of psych, and he's going to use them as electives in his AA. So having that at the ready is real handy, and it also can reveal for you prerequisites and a sequencing of classes, say in the math. We'll find that out. We know that his placement score said math 54, and we saw that we wrote that in. The other part, though, is notice that one of the classes he really should focus on for his quantitative skill is the statistics class, Math 146. Well, using this tool, we can go in and we can track specifically in the math area. We can notice the stair steps that he's going to have to build to get to 146 from his placement of 54. Let's show you how we're going to discover those stair steps he needs to climb to get to 146. So we go back and find the math classes. Here they are. And we'll go to the courses to the right. And we're going to go down and find stats 146. Click on that. And notice in the upper right hand corner here, it tells us, yeah, clearly there are prereqs. In this case, it's Math 96 or 98, where you have to earn a 2-point or higher. So clearly we need to check out Math 96. So now we're going to take another step back. We go to 96, click on that, and poof, notice the prereq for 96 is in fact right where he's starting Math 54 with a 2-point. So this helps us make a very clear plan. So we've got our Math 54 in the first quarter plan. Second quarter then, what we just learned is we need to write in Math 96. 5 credits, that'd be a prereq as well. And then going down to third quarter, if everything flows as Leon's hoping, he would be taking Math 146, 5 credits. And in this case, it's going to be used as his quantitative skill in his AA as a pre-psych major.